The night after we witnessed Goldie murder Thorne in cold blood, my dreams were haunted by visions of her death. I was racked with guilt. If I hadn't gone back to Sweet Gum, Zabel wouldn't be angry at me. Ash wouldn't have been drugged and unconscious, and Thorne would still be alive. Thorne didn't come back like Claire had, or like I had. Death, permanent death, was suddenly very real. It made me realize that when I died, as far as my mother knew, I wasn't coming back. It made me realize how lucky we both were that I did. Just as my dream self helplessly watched Thorne collapse for the 100th time, I woke with a start in my mother's arms to the sight of Zabel standing over me, alongside a disheveled stranger. Georgie? What's the matter? Zabel.
Nikki 6.
Good morning, good night. Sorry I had to wake you. I was snooping around my mom's closet to see if she had anything that could help us fight Goldie, and I found a secret room. It had our old Yule decorations, which is great. I've been looking for those. But then I put on a record and a zombie woke up, and it turns out they're self-aware, but they have no memory of who they are, just like you, Georgie. Oh, and we're going to Elsa's.
Oh, can you say that again, but slowly?
Going to Disney World.
My mom and I hastily got dressed and split up to wake up the rest of the house. Ash groggily tried to follow suit.
Did somebody in my shoes?
Ash, maybe you should stay here.
No, I'm going to.
Zabel, Hanako, a very woozy Ash, and I led the new zombie to Elsa Frankenstein's lab at the edge of town. Everything was happening so fast. While I was excited to have another sentient zombie to talk to, why had they been inside of Rohisia Hawthorne's secret closet? And why did they wake up now? We hoped Elsa would know something.
Judo Day. I never thought I'd see you again.
Back at ya. Or maybe back at ya. I have no idea who you are.
How do you know them, Elsa? Who are they?
Your mother never told you. How Rohisia of her. I met Jude briefly when they were, less undead. I take it they have no memory of their human days.
I do not. No.
Ugh. Just like our dear Georgina here. I suspected that Rohisia had something to do with her unzombie-like sentience. After all, the necklace she was wearing has Rohisia written all over it.
My lotus snake pendant? Why didn't you say anything sooner?
I did! Back when we first met, but I didn't want to say too much before I could confirm my theory. Whatever Rohisia did, she must not have had time to perfect the spell.
My mom did what? Elsa, who is this zombie?
Really, Zabel, I'm surprised you haven't put it together already. Jude is your other parent.
My other parent?
Huh. I always kind of figured Rohisia just magicked Zabel into existence.
Hey, don't be rude. Don't be rude to Belle, okay? Zabul, Zibdibi, Zibidiboo, Zabadibidibbow.
I like the new Ash.
That is something witches do sometimes. They magic themselves a baby. I thought my mom did it all by herself.
Oh, congratulations! You're a naughty. That's a non-binary mommy-daddy, I think.
Wow. This is a lot.
I remember you were so happy about the pregnancy when you were alive. You made one of those, spinny baby things. And you were always doting over Rohisia. She pretended she couldn't stand it. We all knew better.
I don't remember her at all.
I know how you feel. It's really hard having no memory of your past. Especially when other people seem to know you better than you know yourself.
But we can investigate. We can look up your obituary and go from there. Thanks to Georgie, we're practically undead detectives.
Actually, I think I'm good.
What?
What?
I don't think I want to know.
You don't want to know who you are? You don't want to know what your favorite ice cream flavor was? If you were going to college? You don't want to know who murdered you?
Georgie.
Nah, I think I just want to build something.
Build something?
Like that table. What is that finish? Danish oil? It's kind of a pain, but I like the look way better than poly. And dovetail joints. Wow.
It's a family heirloom.
It's beautiful. Even the imperfections are perfect.
You want to build a table.
You don't want to find out more about my mom? Your partner? How you became a parent?
I don't know how much that matters now. Your mom's gone, right? I've never really been in your life. I don't know how much researching the past will change that.
You don't even care?
I wouldn't say I don't care. I don't think it impacts the here and now.
Okay, well. This shines some light on things. Mom must have made Georgie's necklace for Jude when they died, but somehow Georgie got it instead. Jude, do you have a necklace?
No? Oh, I do have this, though.
Jude held out their left hand to reveal a ring. The band was curled around their finger in the shape of a serpent, the snake's head cradling a jade lotus. Look! A snake and a lotus. Like my necklace.
Those are symbols of rebirth and healing. Witches use symbols like those to create magical artifacts. The ring must be one. But how could it be if Jude hasn't been awake for, what, since Mom died? 10 years?
Jude actually passed on 19 years ago. Their heart gave out at your second birthday party. It was an eventful day.
And nobody told me?
Well, it seemed rude to bring it up.
Wait, didn't you say you played a lullaby in there or something?
Why did she have a record of herself singing anyway? I mean, what is this, 1842?
Vinyl is better at holding magic, so Mom used to record her spells as a way to archive her. Oh, duh! That record wasn't a lullaby, it was a spell!
Why leave it as a record and not just perform the spell on Jude's ring?
My guess is she wanted to try perfecting the spell before casting it a second time.
Why didn't she tell me any of this?
Are you okay, Zabel?
Of course I'm okay.
You don't sound like it.
Nothing in my life has changed, so why wouldn't I be okay?
Zabel.
We have to talk to Lyall.
Did I get shot with a vial of green drug liquid, or did I hear you say we have to talk to Lyall?
Before Lyall's father, Meinrad, died, he and my mom were the protectors of Wormwood. They worked together pretty closely. It's a long shot, but we might find a clue about Mom's spell and Meinrad's things.
I'm in.
What about Druggy McGillicuddy over here? Lyall isn't exactly the biggest fan of humans.
I feel great. I'm feeling right as fiddle, fit as a rain.
It's probably best to leave him behind. He'll be safer here.
Aw, do you love me?
No?
I'll stay back too. I want to get a close look at this table. To make sure it's safe. Fresh.
You know I'm not a daycare, Zabel.
Thanks for letting them stay here, Elsa. We'll be back soon.
Guess it's just you and me.
And these dovetails.
Zabel led us to Lyall's home. I had expected a gloomy Gothic tower or spider-infested cave, but instead we arrived at the manifestation of a cottagecore vision board. Lyall lived in a literal stone cottage sitting not too far from the town limits. A river ran alongside it, its banks lined with thick, plentiful bushes bursting with brightly colored flowers. Beside the house was a small garden filled with rosemary and jasmine. It appeared to be tenderly cared for by, I could only presume, Lyall himself. Zabel approached the rustic wooden door and knocked.
Hello? Oh, it's you. What are you doing here?
Hello, Lyall. How are you? Sorry to drop in unannounced. How was that cake from Valentina? Did you have a getting out of jail party?
What do you want, Zabel?
I need your help. I'm searching for information about my mom, and I think we might find something in your dad's things. I know you don't like me, but I just discovered something that might change monster society forever.
Zabel Hawthorne is going to change monster society forever? I'll believe it when I see it. Is your human here?
No, we didn't want you to kill him.
Fair enough. I would have.
Called it.
Lyall, listen. My mom created a spell that grants zombies sentience.
Oh yeah, your zombie friend. Everyone won't shut up about her.
I'm standing right here.
What's that got to do with me?
It's not just me anymore.
What?
We accidentally enchanted a second zombie with my mom's spell.
How do you accidentally enchant a zombie?
That's besides the point. The spell isn't finished, and I need to see if your father knew something, anything that could help me complete it.
My dad wasn't a magic user. He wouldn't know anything about it.
Your dad and my mom protected this town together. He might have something in his notes about her. She might have told him something.
Why would I help you?
The other zombie is my parent.
I see. Okay, but you have to do something for me.
Anything! Well, anything within reason.
My father's journal. The key has been missing since he died. I haven't wanted to tear it apart because, you know, you're not much of a witch, but if you can figure out how to open it without damaging it, I'll let you look at it.
Oh, an unlocking spell? I can do that.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Lyall, show me the journal.
The interior of Lyall's house was as picturesque as the outside. Pots and pans hung neatly over a wooden counter that was lined with jars full of herbs from the garden. The only thing out of place was a massive bulletin board above the kitchen table, covered in newspaper clippings, strange circles, and photos connected by red string. I felt uneasy when I noticed the word humans scrawled in red at the top.
There.
Lyall pointed to an aging leather journal on the kitchen table.
All right. Everyone, stand back. I got this. Dearest journal with secrets eternal, allow us to rewind the clock and unlock. Let me try again. Journal, I give you my spiritual knock so that you may unlock.
Not sure why I expected anything other than failure.
One more time.
Zabel closed her eyes and took a deep breath. She placed her hands on the journal. Her fingers traced the worn lock. Zabel stood with the book in silence for several seconds. The moment it was open, Lyall snatched it out of her hands. He plopped down on the floor, flipping through its pages.
Whoa, how did you do that?
I thought I had to do an incantation, but then I just envisioned it unlocking and it worked.
A loud series of thuds grabbed our attention. We collectively turned to look at Lyall, his tail thumping against the wooden floor. He smiled as he thumbed through pages of drawings and messy handwriting. Suddenly, his face fell. He lowered the journal.
What's wrong?
Lyall said nothing. He merely handed the book to Zabel, who read.
Rohisia's human has risen from the grave. She is shattered by the fact that her love is a shell of who they once were. She hasn't even told her child what has transpired. Instead, she locked her zombie lover away somewhere in that mansion of hers. Rohisia is a fool blinded by love. She has created an amulet that she is proclaiming will restore a zombie's humanity. I laughed at first, but I've grown more afraid. Rohisia is a formidable witch. What if this succeeds?
Zabel's eyes scanned the page, landing on a different section.
If zombies are granted self-awareness, what will that mean for monster society? We depend on them for manual labor. They are our custodians, movers, assembly workers, miners. These jobs have always been reserved for zombies. But if Rohisia gives them the means to think for themselves, zombies could become artists or business owners. It will uproot the way our society has always been. This I cannot allow.
Wow. Stand-up guy.
He never talked like that to me. Not once.
I have but one choice. I will cause a disturbance that Rohesia and I will have to investigate. Once we leave the safety of Wormwood, I will kill her. She will never have a chance to enact her plan.
Look at the date.
The day before he died.
He must have tried to kill her.
But she fought back and killed him.
And she told me it was the werewolf hunters to hide the truth from me. She hid the truth that my father was a murderer.
Lyall curled up on the floor.
Everything was a lie. A murderer's blood runs in my veins.
Zabel knelt beside Lyall, placing a hand on his shoulder.
You're not your father. The burden of his misdeeds are not yours to bear.
I tried to kill your human. I tried to kill all humans.
That was not great, but on the bright side, you didn't kill them. No harm, no foul, right?
But I hated them. I hated them for something they didn't do.
Because you were lied to. My own mother lied to you. I'm sorry she never told you the truth.
What do I do, Zabel? I thought my dad was a hero.
You don't have to do anything. Not right now. First, you can grieve. Then you can get a therapist because, oh boy, we are both gonna need one.
And then?
And then you keep living.
Lyall embraced Zabel. It wasn't something I'd ever imagined I'd see. Zabel simply held him. In that moment, she looked so unlike herself. She wasn't clumsy or awkward. She seemed mature and graceful.
How do I say I'm sorry to everyone?
You have a long road ahead of you, but you'll get there. Honestly, Ash is getting used to people trying to kill him now. It's just been a thing recently. But I recommend getting him a book. Whenever I get him a book, he does this little hand thing in excitement. It is adorable.
Does anyone else see the crow that just flew in through the window?
It's one of Elsa's. There should be a letter tied to its leg. It's her version of texting.
Oh boy. Looks like Jude is building tables and Ash keeps trying to play with Elsa's equipment. We should get back. Lyall, we have to go now, but when you're ready to talk, reach out and I'll be there.
Why?
Why not?
I was so evil to you and your human.
Are you sorry?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well, there you are. You're sorry.
That's it?
No, that was just the first step. All you have to do now is show me you're sorry.
Of course. What do you want me to do?
Just get better. Before we go, I hate to ask.
You want the journal?
Just for a little while.
Take it. I don't want it anyway.
Thank you.
Lyall simply nodded. We said some awkward goodbyes, and then Zabel led the way back home. We picked up Jude, along with their tables, and Ash, who was now at the hungover phase of his recovery, before returning to Hawthorne Manor. Everyone had so many questions about what had happened, but I excused myself to head back to my room. Zabel's mother was the reason I had sentience. Was I grateful? Angry? Guilty? The pendant hadn't been meant for me. I sat down to vent my frustrations to my mom.
The pendant?
The one around my neck.
Oh. I thought it was yours.
What do you mean?
When they pulled you out of the water, it was wrapped around your hand. I just assumed it belonged to you.
I was sentient because of luck. I had thought maybe I was destined to be a zombie. I thought I was meant to usher in a new world for zombies. But it wasn't destiny. It was a coincidence. I closed my eyes, reeling. I wasn't special. I just accidentally got something meant for someone else. I unconsciously wrapped my hand around the pendant. Had I stolen the life Jude was meant to have? Should I talk to Zabel? I feared that she might resent me. But I had promised no more secrets. I took a deep breath. No more secrets.
This has been Georgie Romero is Done For. Written and directed by Kat Walker-Shea. Additional writing by Sox Whitmore. Produced by Kat Walker-Shea, Sox Whitmore, and Rachel Greenberg. Sound designed by Meg Malloy-Tootin. Music composed by Evan Johnson. Sox Whitmore as Georgie Romero. Kat Walker-Shea as Zabel Hawthorne. Jade Robinson as Hanako Kanagawa. Caleb Feetsum as Ash Ramus. Veronica Dash as Valentina. Catherine Means as Barbara Romero. Rue Dickey as Jude. B.K. Dawson as Lyall. Mary Pumper as Elsa Frankenstein. Thank you for tuning in to Georgie Romero is Done For. I hope you'll stay with us for our next episode.